I wish that I could start a stream and say, "Hello, Mormon Talk fans and friends." But at this point, I'm not sure if I have any fans. And all the friends I have, they're not watching this stream. In fact, the friends that I have cannot help but turn off their computer or smartphone or tablet or television when they see my face alongside a friend like Brett or Fred or even Brock, and have people absolutely just reach into their gray water in the RV that they're living in because they can't afford rent in their parents' backyard, and take a big bucket and just dump some of that gray water in and then splash me and my friends in the face. You want to know something? I'll tell you something. Last night, my ward had a uh, you could call it a fathers and sons outing. Okay. And in that outing, we camped out overnight underneath the stars. And I was there with the priesthood brethren of my ward, and I gave a devotional. Because of my leadership position in the church, I was asked to do that. And a lot of people look up to me. And I talked about being resilient and having faith and being a good man in a storm. You know what? I have been a good man in a storm for too long. The following morning, I was asked, alongside one of my dear friends, to cook a pancake, bacon, sausage, and egg breakfast for the entire ward. As we were doing so, I was very excited for everyone to enjoy the warm pancakes and the succulent bacon and the hearty eggs. And don't forget the uh, herb infused sausage. It was all on the table. And then someone decided to be a real bean bag and drive a quad right into the table whereon all the food was prepared, knocking it over, splattering myself and others with breakfast items. And I'll tell you how that felt. It felt frustrating. It felt like a lot of work I put into something went to waste and actually backfired and splattered all over me. And I'm not going to lie. In that moment, I was reminded of all the time that I have spent on the internet trying to reach, frankly, uh, just a bunch of trolls, and how they have absolutely put out their hand as if to shake with me, and then the last second turned around and blasted me with filth, earning my trust for a few uh, sentences over a phone call, just to say a splash word to me and my co-host and every family watching. In the beginning, families would gather around their television just like the Mormon Talk standby screen, and they would await to watch an uplifting, podcast, if you wanna call it that, but frankly, it was a call-in show for some frank talk about the gospel of Jesus Christ. But time after time, people who are against my faith and against faith in general decided to splash those families' homes with filth. And this is why I decided to press the go live button, because people are taking it too far. There is an impersonator that knows how to impersonate my voice decently, but not perfectly. You can tell the difference. And another person, or perhaps even the same goblin of a person, impersonating Brett and trying to make it sound like Brett and I are, first of all, having a homosexual relationship with one another, which could not be furthest from the truth. Secondly, that Brett and I are in some way evading the FBI because he's part of some uh, Arabian Brotherhood or something. That could not be furthest from the truth. And one of these such fake audio files actually ended with gunfire being sprayed at, presumably Brett. And I just want anyone who's deceived by this, anyone, to rest assured, know that that is not real. It is indeed fake. It is what you would call a hoax. Okay? Brett is not in jail. Brett, I don't know if Brett's really been in trouble with the law before. Neither have I. Neither has Fred. My dear friend Fred is actually a lawyer and a prosecuting attorney. So whoever's making these slanderous audio files, I just want you to know there are ways to find out who you are. My life is so busy, I don't want to spend it hunting down trolls. I don't. But if it comes down to friends being maligned and marred and absolutely having their name dragged through the feces and mud, then I will do what I have to do, even if it comes down to that. And yes, my friend Brock has been in jail. Okay. And but you know what? I wouldn't believe any fake audio file made of him either because I know every single time he's been to jail. Okay. And it's not right now. He's not currently in jail. No. But if and when he does get arrested, I will know about it because guess what? When he has that phone call, do you know who he calls? He calls me. And so there's some truth to those slanderous calls. Yes, my dear friends do trust me enough to call me when they don't have another lifeline because I'm a dependable person and I am a friend. I am sorry for those who have depended on me for spiritual uh, gratification or spiritual feeding. For that, there are church houses and there are scriptures and there is prayer and there are wholesome activities and fun and family. Please seek it elsewhere at this point because I have been made into an absolute mockery, and I am well aware of that. I am not a homosexual. I am a married man, and I am not married to a man. Brett and I do not go on camping trips to Wyoming at Brokeback Canyon or whatever it is and share homosexual relations. That is my public statement. I have never shared homosexual relations with anyone, and Brett does not do that either. Quite the contrary. So, whoever you are, I know you're probably watching. Know this: I am not going to take it anymore. I am not. And Fred will not either. And Fred wields the arm of the law on his tongue, and he will use it if necessary. Do not make any more false, slanderous, imposter audio files about me or anyone for that matter. But as far as we're concerned, me or any of the associated members of the Mormon Talk co-host brotherhood. Goodbye.